A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hi everyone and welcome to A+ English. I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
And today we're going to be looking at our culture shock article as Simon helps out while Lucia goes on a job hunt. So our warm-up question for today is, what kind of job do you want to do in the future?
I am happy as a teacher, so I'm probably going to still be a teacher in the future.
Yeah, I mean, unless somebody comes along and says, here, you have a choice of movie star or best-selling author. And unless either of those two happen, then I imagine I won't be going around looking for too many other jobs right now. But yeah, when I was a kid, I thought, maybe doctor. Because when your dad is a doctor, as mine is, you often think, I could maybe do that. He makes it look easy. And then I tried like a course that's like almost like a taster course, 4-day thing where you see what being a student doctor would be like.
Nice.
And I thought, that's way too hard.
For sure.
I'm not going to do this. So I turned my attentions elsewhere. What about you when you were younger?
That's like me. I was always like in the debating like teams or clubs. So I've always wanted to be a lawyer. And then it turned out like one of like a senior level, like a student told me, like she said, oh, don't do law. You'll be like stuck with tons of books. There's no like mock courts or like, things that you need your like speaking skills. You just have to do lots and lots of paper stuff. Like you have to write like reports, you have to have lots of tests. So I'm like, okay, no, I don't want to be a lawyer anymore.
Well, what kind of job is Lucia looking for and how difficult is it going to be for her? Let's look through day one of our article and find out.
Lucia's job hunt. Warm-up question. What kind of job do you want to do in the future?
Ugh, this is taking ages.
What's wrong?
I'm applying for some jobs. The forms take a long time to fill in. I have to write the same thing again and again.
So we start off by seeing that Lucia is sitting at her computer looking angry, and she says, this is taking ages. So maybe she's on slow internet, or maybe what she's doing is just very like a slow, long process. Do you often get frustrated when your phone or computer is slow?
Yeah. Actually, what frustrates me the most is when I'm online or on the phone and I can't get through to a real person, right? And I'm stuck in an automated loop of press 1 for this, press 2 for that. It's like a never-ending game of Simon Says, except Simon is a robot and he doesn't understand what I'm saying half the time. Yeah, and don't even get me started on slow internet speeds.
Okay.
It's like watching a sloth trying to cross a busy street.
That's not fast.
And also, I noticed like Lucia says, oh, this is taking ages. Yeah, you could also say something like, this is taking forever or a long time. Because ages just mean for a long time. Like we usually say, it's been ages if we haven't seen a person for for a super long time.
So we then see that Lucia throws a ball of paper across the room.
Ooh.
Simon is sitting calmly on the couch as it bounces off his head. And Simon is probably just being very sensible here, and he's just saying, what's wrong? You know, he's not yelling at Lucia and saying, hey, don't throw stuff at me. He knows she's in a bad mood. He's going to be polite and friendly. So what do you tend to do when you're a bit angry or frustrated?
Well, when I'm really angry, or upset, I would say, I usually cry or talk to my friends. I don't really get angry that easily, okay? But I think it's like a way to let out all the bad feelings and make me feel better. I think talking to friends really helps. And also it's kind of like taking a deep breath and then letting it out slowly to help me relax and calm down. Even crying sometimes helps. I feel kind of better after that.
If I'm really angry, I will probably just sort of leave the area where I'm in and just like walk around the block and maybe say a lot of bad words to myself, but just get that out of my system and then go back to what I'm doing. So what is Lucia doing? We see in the article, she says, I'm applying for some jobs. The forms take a long time to fill in. I have to write the same thing again and again.
I hate that.
Yeah, this sounds like me trying to sort out passport applications the other day. It's just have to click this, put this in, and then, oh no, I've timed out. I've got to start again. But this is applying for a job. It's been a good few years since I've applied for a job. I applied before I started working at Acer. I had to do that. That was quite a long process. And applying for this job, that was a lot easier.
Oh, nice.
Someone recommended me, so I didn't have to do quite as much stuff.
Yeah, actually, it's been a really long time, too, like since I looked for a job. And I can't even remember the last time I had to fill out like the forms and stuff. But I remember every time I get hired, the company needs to know things like my bank information and personal deeds so they can pay me. It's a bit of pain, but it's worth it to get that paycheck. Yeah, I really hate filling out forms like Lucia as well.
Yeah. One thing I find annoying is having to do like a full health check for a job. That's always a little bit kind of annoying. It's like, really? You need to know all that about me? Oh, okay, fair enough. And I can understand why in some jobs it's necessary. Hunting for a job can be so stressful. What kinds of questions are they asking?
They ask so many questions about my work experience. They want to see some examples of my work too. One even asked for my blood type.
Your blood type? Why?
Some people seem to link your character to your blood type.
That's mental. British versus
American English.
Mental.
Crazy.
So Simon is still going to be calm and try and make Lucia feel better. We see Simon comes over and puts a hand on Lucia's shoulder and he says, hunting for a job can be so stressful. So he's agreeing with her. I don't think he wants to be the target of the anger. He then asks, what kinds of questions are they asking? So would that work for you? Would someone coming over, putting their hand on your shoulder, like, hey, I feel your pain. Is that going to make you kind of feel less angry?
Probably. I think if someone wants to listen to me rant, I think it really helps. And also when my friends, when they call me, when they're upset, I'll just let them vent and express their feelings without interrupting or judging them. I think that really helps.
Okay,
yeah.
Good idea. If I would like, it's very British, make them a cup of tea.
Oh, that's actually even better.
That's what you do when that's what you do when people are angry or upset. You make them a cup of tea. It's the absolute British first thing.
I'm going to tell my boyfriend that.
Okay. And Simon is British, so he should probably do that too. So what kind of questions? Well, Lucia tells him they ask so many questions about my work experience. They want to see some examples of my work too. One even asked for my blood type.
Huh?
Yeah. So actually, I interview people to work here. And so I kind of see this from the other end. And I will ask people, okay, please write some articles so I can see if you're good at writing. Now, please do this activity to see how good you are at this. And then let's have an interview later. It is quite a long process, but the reason is you've got to make sure you get the right person.
Exactly.
You want to make sure you're really thorough and not find out after you've hired them, you're not quite what we wanted.
Yeah, but I actually have to say about the blood type, asking the blood type, it's true. Some companies actually ask for your
weird.
blood type and star sign during job interviews. Can you believe it?
Very weird.
And sometimes, I know this sounds even worse, they will pry into personal stuff like whether you have a boyfriend or girlfriend.
That's disturbing.
But yeah, I don't know if they know this. Actually, in Taiwan, it's against the rules for employers to ask about your love life.
Good.
Yeah, so I think we should just keep it personal and keep personal and work separate and focus on what really matters, like what you do with your interviewees.
So, blood type. Now, this idea sounds weird to me, and Simon agrees. Your blood type? He asks. Why? And you'll see there we use the kind of question mark, exclamation mark. When we see this in writing, it usually means somebody is really going like, what? I don't get it. And we see in a picture that Simon imagines a vampire as a boss drinking his employees' blood. Is that why they want the blood type? They prefer like AB plus or something? But Lucia explains some people seem to link your character, your personality, to your blood type. Simon just says, that's mental. Now, you might wonder, why does he say that? That is UK slang. If we say, something's mental, we just mean that's crazy, that's weird.
Yeah. Actually, I think asking for, what's your blood type or what's your star sign, that's okay for, maybe you're having a small talk at a party. Yeah, it's quite interesting to be curious about this person that you're interested in. But when it comes to a job interview, I definitely think it's inappropriate and unprofessional to judge someone based on their blood type.
Yeah, I've heard about it happening in Japan as well.
Oh.
But I think it's one of those things that a lot of people are like, okay, let's move away from that at this point. I didn't even know I still don't quite know.
I'm a blood type O.
Okay.
Which supposedly means I'm pretty outgoing, very straightforward, but I could be a bit impulsive sometimes.
I think more importantly, doesn't that mean you are a good person to give blood? O works with anyone.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've reached the end of the first part of our article here. I'm now going to hand over to Laura for some teaching of today's word power and magic box, and I'll join you guys again when it's time for our review time activity.
哇，今天的课文真的很有趣耶！不过我们还是来学一下我们一些非常重要的单字有哪些，像是 form， 一开始 Lucia 很讨厌填的表格，它是一个名词哦。OK， 那我们通常填表格我们要怎么说呢？我们可以说 fill in or fill out a form 都可以哦。For example, fill out this form with your name and address， 就是在这张表格上填入你的姓名和地址。那再来我们来看一下这个字，蛮有趣的 hunt。在本课是有寻找或是物色的意思哦，因为一般还有打猎的意思，对不对？可本课就是找工作的找，它是一个动词。那不过当做名词的话呢 ，hunt 也有寻找、物色的意思哦。我们标题就刚好有这个 hunt 这个字。Okay, for example, we're going to hunt for eggs on Easter. 我们要在复活节的时候去找彩蛋。再来就是 example， 哇，每次讲例句的时候，是不是都会提到这个 example？ 当然就是范例，它是一个名词。For example, I'm terrible at math, so I need someone to give me an example of how to do this problem step by step. 真的耶，有时候我数学烂到我一定要人家给我看范例 ，so I need somebody to give me an example. 看一下课文例句。Beef soup is a great example of Taiwanese street food. 牛肉汤是台湾街头小吃的一个绝佳例子。 再来我们有看到 character 就是个性性格，像是通常我们可能会问对方说how would you describe your character 就是说你怎么会形容你的性格，其实在工作的面试好像也会被提问到这个那我可能会回说I think I'm a pretty easygoing person. Yeah, 我觉得我还蛮随和的 And I try to stay positive even when things aren't going well. 就是我会试着可能比较怎么样，比较正面一点，当事情不是很顺遂的时候。我们来看一下课文例句，提到的是 Charlie has a funny character and likes to tell jokes.Charlie 的个性幽默风趣，而且喜欢讲笑话哦。哇，那刚刚呢，其实我们是不是有提到 This is taking forever. Take 在这里是花时间的意思哦。那其实很多口语呢，也是会用这种方式来表示，就是好久哦，会不会太久 For example,It feels like this is taking a million years. 100万年是不是超久呢？或者我觉得有可爱的说法哦，就是比喻说很超慢呢，像是呢，It feels like time has slowed down to a snail's pace.Snail 是什么呢？是蝸牛，就是时间感觉像蝸牛一样慢，就是非常慢的意思。或者是 Is it just me or is this taking longer than a sloth running a marathon? 这也非常的就是讽刺哦，就是是只有我觉得很慢吗？还是这就像一只树懒跑马拉松一样的漫长？好的，希望大家今天都有学到这些很重要的口语的说法，还有单字。Let's now go to review time.
Review time.
Okay, so for today's review time, I'm going to pretend to interview Laura for a job. The game is that Laura doesn't know what this job is.
I don't know, and I'm so nervous right now.
You're going to have to listen to my questions and try at the end of the interview to guess what job you are being interviewed for.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Okay, so question 1. Are you a people person?
I am totally a people person, and I work well in teams.
Okay. Do you prefer it long or short?
It, meaning?
Well,
I prefer it short.
Okay. Do you prefer working with men's or women's?
I prefer to work with women's.
Okay. Do you think you're good at making other people look their best?
Of course. It's so important.
Okay. And what color and style do you think would suit me?
I think something very simple. And color, white, maybe?
Okay, those are the questions. So what job do you think I was interviewing you for?
A clothing store at a department store, or maybe like just basically giving suggestions, like a clerk.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's not too far off. I was actually going for hairstylist.
Oh, okay.
That was with the
long short.
Yes,
I get it now.
Yeah. It's just a bit of a fun game. So
that's
you
so
got
fun.
fairly close.
Okay.
Okay, but that's all the time we have for today. Join us again tomorrow to find out more about Lucia's job hunt and some of the things she has to do. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.
Bye.
Magic Box.
樱木花道，我才花了4个月的时间呢，就要称霸全国，成为我们篮球队的王牌啦。It only took me 4 months to become the best player on our team。想必呢，是我有过人天赋以及爱情的力量吧。今天呢就要来跟你聊聊英文里面这个花哦要怎么说。此花非彼花哦，可不是我樱木花道的那个花，还是 flowers 的那个花哦，而是花时间、花钱、花费的花。根据花的东西不同呢，或是主词不同哦，这个花呢可是有不同的动词可以搭配使用咯。今天呢就让我这个英文天才来教教你吧。
首先呢，如果呢主词是人哦，我们呢就要用 spend 这个动词咯。它的句型呢就是人 spend 时间或是钱呢，然后呢要特别注意哦，后面花钱花时间去做的事情呢，要搭配动词 ing 的形式啦。比方说呢，大猩猩说我投球表现太差，我就不信呢，我这个周末练不起来。I'm going to spend the whole weekend practicing shooting。我要花整个周末来练习哦。注意到呢，主词哦 I 加上动词 spend， 接上花费的时间，后面呢花时间做的事情呢，就要用 VING 的形式来呈现了。那除了花时间呢，这个动词也可以用来花钱。I spent only $30 on these shoes。我只花了30块就买到这双鞋啦，哈哈，一定是呢，老板也看出我身为篮球员的天赋，特别给我的折扣吧。如果呢，我们花钱花时间在什么事情上面呢？要接的是名词，那呢就要特别注意到呢，名词前面要加上介系词 on 咯。那如果主词是事物的时候该怎么用呢？这时候呢，花钱花时间就有不同的动词要搭配咯。花钱呢，我们就要用 cost，OK， 事物 cost 人多少钱，表示呢这个东西价值多少，或是呢这个让人花了多少钱。我们呢可以用前面的球鞋的例句来改写咯。这个例句呢就可以改写成 These shoes cost me $30。这双鞋哦花了我30块。注意到呢 cost 这个动词呢只能搭配钱。如果要说什么事情花了谁多少时间呢？时间呢记得就要用 take， 它的句型呢是事情 take 人多少时间。比方说呢，我想要做巧克力送给我的梦中情人。This chocolate took me 2 hours to make。这个巧克力呢，可是花了我2个小时。这个句型呢，我们也可以改写哦，用 VING 来抬头。Making this chocolate took me 2 hours。把做巧克力这一件事情哦，用动名词的方式来呈现。或是呢，我们也可以使用虚主词 it 来开头了。It took me 2 hours to make this chocolate。3种用法都 OK 哦。那回到呢，我们今天的重点，如果呢主词是人，记得呢我们要搭配 spend， 花钱花时间都 OK。那如果主词是事物呢，花钱呢记得呢要用 cost， 而花时间呢则要用 take 啦。你还不赶快记起来？